Pick things back up and get rolling once again. We are broadcasting live from Louisiana Travel Association's annual at the Golden Nugget Casino here in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Brian here with you, JP back in studio. And yeah, we're off and running for 2 more hours. Why? Because there's a lot more to do in Louisiana than you could fit into one morning show. So we've decided to extend things out, give Brian Kilmeade the boot for a day. He'll be back tomorrow. And we're just going to pick things up and run with you all through lunchtime here. To give you the ins and outs of every corner of the state. This morning, just as a recap, and everything's available on demand at talk1073.com. This morning, we spoke with the CEO and president of the Louisiana Travel Association, Chris Landry. He and Adrian Bro joined me very, very early on. Jamie Andrepont from AFX hopped on board. Alana Cooper from Discover Monroe, West Monroe. Billy Nungesser, our lieutenant governor. Katie Guasco from Visit the North Shore. William Pate, president and CEO of Atlanta's CVB. And we had to reschedule Kyle Edmondson. Hopefully he'll be on with us during this show. But we visited with Justin Vincent from LSU instead. This afternoon, you're going to hear from Ben Berthelot from Lafayette Travel. You're going to hear from Carla Tate, Tangebo Parish. Violet Peters out of Jefferson Parish is going to join us. Tara Morvant from Explore Homa. Stacy Brown, Visit Shreveport Bossier. And we're going to wrap things up talking with an old friend. That would be Lauren Haydell, a.k.a. the Flirty Girl. Ben Berthelot's in with us from Lafayette. How are you, man? Whoop. Hang on. See, I nailed it this morning and then, completely forgot to turn up your volume. How are you?
I'm doing great.
We had you on last year when we did the show.
Yeah.
What's new in Lafayette from then till now?
Well, first of all, we appreciate you being here again and helping to get the word out about the great work our tourism partners are doing across the state. And Lafayette's doing well. We just got nominated for USA Today 10 Best for Fall Destinations. So that voting goes through September 8th. We're looking forward to the fall with festival season.
Okay.
It's a big time for us, Festival Acadian and Creole. Our University of Louisiana Raging Cajuns opened the season this weekend against Rice, and we're unveiling a brand new football stadium. So a lot of excitement in the community about that. And we got Walker Howard, former LSU quarterback and Ole Miss quarterback, named the starter last week. So we have a lot of excitement with our football program. And then fall in general, just a great time to be in the area. We have so many festivals and events happening, Gulf Brew and other events, our live concert series happening downtown and in other places throughout the parish. So it really is a great vibe in our community year round, but I think in particular in the fall and the spring when we have those festivals and events happening pretty much every weekend.
Yeah, as in the spring, as the weather's warming up, and as in the fall, as it started to cool back down a little bit, heading out of those brutal summer months. Let's stick with the football topic right there, because UL put a lot of money and a lot of time into this. What do you have detailed specs, what folks can expect when they come out?
Well, just from what I've seen, and I'm not toured it yet, I'll do that this weekend for the game. But we actually decreased capacity a little bit to improve the visitor, the fan experience. And so I think we went from around 31,000 to a little less than 30,000, 28,000 maybe. But the experience with the suites and the club level is going to be so much more valuable, I think, and with the intent of getting more people to go to the games and experience. It's so easy now to stay at home and watch the game on ESPN Plus, and so how do you elevate that? And really kudos to our athletic director, Dr. Brian Maggard, and Dr. Savoy, and many others for their vision. But I think it's going to be a great experience, and we have high expectations this season, hoping to get around 10 wins. And so it's going to be great. And we have McNeese coming in the following week. And we've invited a lot of their fans to come in for the Friday night downtown live. Kyle Edmondson, my counterpart in Lake Charles, is going to be in town staying with us. And we'll probably do a little side bet, although he's asking for points, and I'm not going to give him any points. But
I mean, if you're projected at 10 wins, you should probably throw him a couple. Throw him a field goal, Ben. Throw him a field goal. Oh, man, I just realized now. So, I mean, it's like I'm an LSU guy, right? And we don't really have a natural rival in the state because, I mean, it's Sunbelt and SEC or what. But, who is UL's natural rival? Is it McNeese?
I think it depends who you talk to and maybe what sport. I think in football, ULM is considered one of the major
That
rivals.
makes sense. McNeese would be a lower level down there in the South, right? Yeah.
Right, and we don't play them every year. But I think it's interesting, just the dynamics in Baton Rouge as an example in the SEC. You get so many people traveling to Baton Rouge for games. And we really don't have that as much in the Sun Belt because the Sun Belt teams don't travel as well. So these state rivalries with people like McNeese, and actually when Southern and Grambling come to town to play, we get some of our biggest crowds and fill a lot of hotel
Jaguar
rooms.
Nation travels well, my man. They do.
They do. So hopefully McNeese will bring some fans and come in a day early and experience our downtown live downtown and we'll watch some football.
It's just now occurring to me that we have to be rivals now, and not LSU.
Yeah,
my daughter's a freshman at Southern Miss.
Oh, really?
So,
that, a lot of people would tell you that's our biggest rival.
Okay.
So it kind of depends on who you talk to and maybe what sport. I know in baseball, USM really become one of our biggest rivals.
Yeah.
They have a great tradition, as do we in baseball. So kind of sport to sport. Basketball is going to be here, and we are really excited about Quantus White, who came from Houston.
Okay.
It's our new head coach. And he has really hit the transfer portal hard, and we have some serious talent coming in and a lot of energy and excitement around him and our program as well. So a lot of great things going on in Lafayette.
You know what I miss? I miss the Will Wade, Bob Marlin.
Oh, yeah.
That was so much fun.
Yeah.
We got a couple minutes left here with Ben Berthelot talking a little bit about what's going on in Lafayette. All right, stepping away from football.
Yeah.
And Friday Night Lights are going to be great as well throughout the region. But Lafayette's signatures in the fall or what? We know during the spring, which y'all got the signature in the fall. If anybody in Baton Rouge is thinking about making the weekend trip or whatever, non-football related, what's the one stamp you'd put on it?
I would have to say Festival Acadian and Creole, which is the world's largest free Cajun and Zydeco festival. It's held in Girard Park, a beautiful setting, but it really is an extension of everything that we're known for: our great food, our great music, and then the arts and crafts, all in one setting. It's a free festival. Mm-hmm. This year, Zachary Richard, who is probably more well known outside of the state and around the country than he is locally, because we kind of take him for granted, but he's going to be opening on Friday night, and Zachary is a tremendous musician. So in addition to him, you'll have some great Cajun and Zydeco bands all weekend long. So that is a great weekend to be in town, as is Gulf Brew. The Acadiana Center for the Arts puts that on in the fall as well. So that's probably the two big events I would say that is a great opportunity to come down and experience Lafayette.
You mentioned what is Gulf Brew?
Gulf Brew is a downtown festival put on by the Acadiana Center for the Arts, but you'll have hundreds of different beers that you can sample.
That's why I say is beer like the star of the show here.
It is. Beer is the star of the show.
Y'all have a downtown concert series?
We do. Downtown Live, and that actually kicks off September 5th for our Raging Cajun Downtown Live. Used to be every Friday night, and that's kind of changed just based on some programming going on, but they'll do it every few months. And then we have the Mecca show in Karen Crow. We have a new concert series opening in Scott. So a lot of opportunity for live music, not at just those events, but we put out a live music calendar. And I was doing an interview the other day, and I just wanted to kind of count how many opportunities do we have for live music. And within a 2-week time frame, we had 134 live music acts happening in Lafayette. A lot of those in restaurants, but also our great dance halls as well. So we're very proud of the live music scene that we have, and fall is a great time for that as well.
We got about 2.5 minutes left. I want to talk about strategy and marketing if we could, because everybody's picking their niche right now and going after it. Who are y'all seeking right now? Who do you feel like Lafayette can gain in market share, and how are you going after them?
I think for all of us, other Louisianians is always the number one. So big focus on the state, big focus for us on Texas and particularly Houston market. But we're also doing some fly market. We have direct flights from Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas, and of course Houston. So all of those things. But I think every city in the country relies on a 6-hour or so drive radius, whether you be New York or Charleston. That's your bread and butter. So we've always focused on that drive market. Obviously, people do fly in, and we work on that as well. But strategically, you look at our location. So you only have 1 hour to the south, and you're in the Gulf of Mexico. You got 2 hours to the east, and you're in the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah. So really, from the drive market standpoint, you can go north as long as you want, and you can go west. And so that is something we have to overcome, I guess. So that's why I think our culture benefits us, obviously, in that regard. That's kind of what we focus on. And then direct, we talked about last time I was on this youth sports market, and that's really been a game changer for us. We're working hard on that market. And fortunately, we have some great infrastructure. We're also working to try to get an indoor sports complex. And just recently, our board approved us to move forward with negotiations with our university for a possible location for that indoor sports complex, which would be around 150,000 square feet.
Wow.
10 10 basketball courts convertible to 20 volleyball courts, and pretty much any sport outside of baseball and softball that could be played in that facility. So we really do a lot of direct sales on the youth sports side, which is our fastest growing market, and we're constantly trying to find ways we can grow that, and this sports complex would be one of those.
The youth sports market is never going to stop amazing me. Yeah, and I know those who listen to the morning show have heard it all over and over again. I'm a part of it now.
Yeah.
As a parent, and we are both like incredibly stupid. Like we go everywhere, but it's like it's such a long-term play.
Right.
Because everybody has a cycle of life where they're in it.
Yeah.
It's not, and by the time your kid ages out, somebody else's kid is aging in.
Yeah.
So it's really a strong play. And we always hear about, year-round baseball and travel league baseball and everything, but more and more sports are getting on this path to where kids get to experience going away from the one ballpark they play in.
Yeah.
Whether you're talking about basketball, volleyball, lacrosse, it's everywhere. So
it's tough as a parent, I think. And my kids are entering that age, and of course you can't do everything, but you want them to be competing, and you want them to be a part of that. But so it's tough, I think, as a parent, but on the tourism side, it's a huge positive for us.
Yeah.
Because as you mentioned, it's not just baseball and softball anymore. It's soccer, and it's lacrosse, and it's, AAU basketball and all those things.
That's where we're at. He has been Berthelot with Lafayette Travel. I appreciate a couple minutes.
Thank you. Appreciate you being here.
Always. We got Carla Tate stopping by next. We're going to talk Tangipahoa Parish. That's right after this on Talk 107.3.
Awesome. Right. Thanks for making it easy as always, man. We'll see you tonight. All right, go get them.
Hello.
I got the audience ready.
You got them ready for me, huh? How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Good, thank you.
What do you want to talk about?
What would you like to do? Let's see. Anything positive. Right now, everybody's just talking about our disaster. So, anything positive. I mean, it's okay if it has to. If it comes up.
In the last 10 minutes. The disaster doesn't affect anything that I think of when I think of tourism potential.
So we don't have any global wildlife. It's not there or anything like that. Our river and with our campgrounds and
I
things.
got a guy who lives in the tent or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's sending pictures and videos. How we looking, JP?
Oh, we're looking good. We're still on break. Looks like we'll be coming back in another minute or so.
Oh, another minute? Okay, cool.
And then we have our air show is coming up in October.
Okay.
So that's just a big thing. And then of course Southeastern celebrating. Southeastern is celebrating 100 years this year.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's
we got a lot to talk about. All right, we're gonna squeeze this in. We only have 10 minutes.
Yep, that's good.
So just as kind of background, and my audience already knows this because I've talked about it ad nauseum. My oldest went off to college this year.
Okay.
And she's at Southern Miss.
Okay.
And not knowing what the costs would be, the hidden costs of college, we nixed our vacation.
Okay.
And then an opportunity came along, and we ended up getting a vacation again. And 2 of those nights of that vacation were spent in Tangipahoa Parish.
Really? Where at?
Well, we'll get into that
okay.
when we get back in.
All right. Yeah, sending those kids off to school. My niece just started. She went off to Ole Miss, of all places.
My daughter was up there this past weekend to go visit her friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How you like that?
Uh.
So she took part in this program where she went to school 3 weeks early. It's called the Jump Program.
Uh-huh.
And she's gone for 3 weeks. And then what's the first thing she wants to do? She want to come home and see her family? No. She wants to go visit a friend up at Oxford.
Right.
So
Right. Well, I just got my nephews back off in school in Traverse City, Michigan. My niece is at Ole Miss, and so they're all spread out now.
awesome.
All right, Brian, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's roll.
Continue our coverage of the Louisiana Travel Association's annual summit. We are broadcasting live from the Golden Nugget Casino in Lake Charles, Louisiana. And like we said, we're covering every nook and cranny of the state. We're welcoming in Carla Tate, the executive director of Tangi Tourism. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having us. Thank you for being here with our Louisiana Travel Association. This industry is so important. And so thank you.
So
thank you for
when
being
New
here.
Orleans says they're built to host,
Mhm.
that's statewide.
Yeah, that's
we,
right.
we all get to steal their slogan.
Mhm.
And this is like one of my favorite days of the year. When
Mhm.
Chris invited me out last year,
Yeah.
now I'm hooked because as a news talk host, I get
Mhm.
awful, like it's politics fighting back and
Yeah.
forth, crime happening here. We're obviously going to spend 1 minute talking about what went on in Tangipahoa Parish, but like
Mhm.
it's also heavy. And then I come out here and y'all are telling the most amazing stories about the most amazing places.
Yeah. I always get to share. So my background, I came from parish government in Tangipahoa Parish. So I was there for 18 years. And I always say that now how fortunate I am. Whenever I was there, I got all of the calls on the roads and the
Yes.
garbage and just the negative. This industry, I get to tell the good side. I
Yes.
get to tell the good stuff and share exactly what our parish has to offer. And it's so exciting to get to do this.
Okay, so we do need to spend just a quick second, because, and I would be remiss as a news talk host
Mhm.
if I didn't ask, what are we seeing right now, the repercussions of the explosion and the fire from Smitty Supply?
Well, right now, our parish officials, they're having to take a back seat right now in the lead efforts on these things, and then that's a struggle for our parish officials because this is our home, and they are truly invested in doing the very best that they can for our residents and our land there that we have. That is my home. That is where I live, and so we're trying to overcome right now.
Yeah.
We're still in the process of dealing with the things. There are some things we're looking at our river, and that will have kind of some impacts on some of our campgrounds and different things. And so that's important to our tourism world. But I know and I believe in my heart that these officials and the company, we're going to do the very best that we can to get this disaster clean up and to move forward from this and to come back better than we were.
Absolutely.
And so prayers are always appreciated for our home as we kind of struggle through. We're used to hurricanes and we have those disasters down pat, but this is a new one for us. And so our leaders are doing the very best that they can.
You mentioned the campgrounds,
Yes.
and we're going to pivot here real quick
Mhm.
because I had the opportunity to spend 2 nights at Tangipahoa Parish as part of my vacation.
Awesome.
So we thought we were nixing our vacation, and Jeff Hilliard over at Miller's RV called me up and said, "You don't have to. Let me put you in an RV and get the full experience." So we went to, is it called Adventure RV Park?
Yes.
Formerly Jellystone.
That's correct.
Went there because of the nostalgia of Jellystone. So your campgrounds are amazing. And as I understand that, Adventure was great.
Yeah.
But we could have upgraded.
Yeah.
Like it was there. There's more down the road that we didn't get to.
That's right. So Adventures has come in and they have done a lot of renovations. Jellystone was around for many, many years. We had some new owners come in and take over, and they have done some tremendous upgrades. I invite anyone to come out. But yes, just down the road, we have some wonderful resorts. And so we always kind of say, camping is a little different from everyone.
Mhm.
There are some people that want like the true kind of rustic camping with just the campfire and the trees.
Mhm.
And then we have the, more of the cement and the glamping
Oh,
that we
no,
like to call it.
That's me.
Yeah.
Nature
Yeah.
is meant to be appreciated from a distance.
The swim up bar,
Yeah.
all of those things.
Wait, we missed the swim up bar?
Yes. And so we have right down the road Suncoast RV Resort, formerly known as Reunion, and then Fireside. Scott Sandage does such a tremendous job in that facility, but they have all the amenities, and they tried to make sure that they had the shade and the lazy river and the swim up bar. And then we have our Hidden Oaks, who right now is having to take some precautions with the river and everything, and that's more of one of our rustic campgrounds.
Okay.
But we have so many just great facilities to offer. So I invite you to come back and check out some of those other ones.
It's not out of the question.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it.
Mhm.
In fact, we 4 days total.
Yeah.
We spent some time in Robert, and then we went to Boca Chica
Okay.
over in Washington Parish. We thoroughly enjoyed it. I tell you, 4 days is perfect. 5 would have resulted in murder, but 4 with the entire family inside the RV was awesome. And like, y'all clearly know what you're doing on that front. And I had no idea it was that popular.
Yeah.
Like, it's insanely popular.
It is. And I will tell you, so coming up, of course, it's hot in Louisiana in the summertime. We all know that. So that's the asset of them having those wonderful pools and everything. But coming up in the fall, that's when they really shine.
Okay.
For all of the Halloween and just they'll have like football events going on out there with they do a tremendous job. So I invite you to get back out there, and I want to know where your next adventure is too.
Okay. Yeah. If and when it comes back around again, you got to look. You got to talk to Jeff. You got to talk to Miller's RV, because he's the guy. And by the way, the quality of it, you mentioned the heat, cools down quick when you get inside that RV. Yeah. I can't imagine a cabin at that point. It's a little bit too nice. Tangipahoa Parish, I always associate with, and I know it's so big, much bigger than this, but downtown Hammond and downtown Ponchatoula, those are like historic gems. How easy and or difficult is it to sell the message that, like, we have a little slice of history here?
Yeah, and actually someone had shared this morning, this was a old post, but they've come back and they shared it again this week. Southern Living did a feature on downtown Hammond, and just all of the things that we have to offer. And it really is just a jewel that we have. It has come so far in the years where you used to would ride through and you would see vacant buildings. There are no vacant buildings really that we have there. And so we step in with Southeastern, and we do some with the orientation groups, and we always love to share. Just in the downtown Hammond alone, we have over 30 restaurants and bars. So you can go somewhere different every night of the week. And so that's just a huge asset. And then Ponchatoula, it is just something unique. When all of our group tours that come in, that's where they kind of want to go.
Yeah.
It's so walkable for them to go and do their shopping. And it's not just the antique city anymore. We like to say antiques, uniques, and boutiques now.
Okay.
And so they have the little boutiques. We still have the antiques, but there's all the little restaurants and just the little niche markets that we have there, and something that we're very, very proud of.
You mentioned the restaurants in Hammond. They're all, it's so varied, and one of the things that I love is you're not going to find like the chains. You're going to find La Coretta. You're going to find tacos and beer, right, which is super underrated, by the way. But you've got like the Brady's and the Mariners, and it's not like what you'll find, in common everyday America.
Yeah.
These are places where people care.
Whenever I travel, I always like to not necessarily go to the chain restaurant. I want to go somewhere local and get that flair. And you're right. You're going to find that in downtown Hammond. We have, I'm not sure if you have been yet, but Saul Rubio that has La Coretta, he has recently opened the Lighthouse Coastal right downtown. And just the atmosphere alone is something special.
Okay.
And so when you come in, he's usually in there, and he's wanting to show you around and do a tour, and he's opened up the bar right next door, and it's called Eclipse. And then we have all of our establishments that have been there through the years. Our Benny's and the Crescent and Mariners and Brady's and all of those Topla. When I start naming things, I start to get myself in trouble.
It's all good.
But those are those places that's part of that home I talk about.
Yeah.
And so we're very fortunate to have them. Downtown Hammond is always Red, White, and Brew is there. Now all of our little coffee shops that we have on the corners. And so the Columbia Theater, just all right there in that downtown area.
What's the biggest struggle right now in the tourism business for a place like Tangipahoa Parish?
So I think with all of us right now, summer, our tourism numbers are down, but that's everywhere in Louisiana.
Yeah.
And that is just something we overcome. We've just got back into the semester starting at Southeastern, and so our population goes back up when school's back in, and so they're back in the swing of things and getting all settled in and are all out and about.
We're running a little bit long
Okay.
here, but since you mentioned Southeastern, I'd be remiss if I didn't let you follow up.
Yeah.
Big anniversary.
Absolutely. We are celebrating 100 years of Southeastern Louisiana University. It's an exciting time. Our president, Dr. Wainwright, has done a tremendous job in coming in and leading those efforts. We are about to be opening the new, it's D. Vickers, but it's the Robin Roberts broadcast building.
Mm-hmm.
And so 100 years of Southeastern and the people that have come through those doors and our campus is just so beautiful. So we're gearing up for all things of celebrating Southeastern. Our homecoming is going to be a big celebration. And so it's a great year to be a Lion.
Very, very good stuff. Carla Tate with Tangi Tourism. Thank you so much for a couple minutes.
Thank you so much.
We are overdue for a break. I apologize for nothing because that was super worth it. We're moving to Jefferson Parish next on Talk 107.3.
You clear.
How we look at JP?
About to be coming back.
Okay. Put that to them.
10 seconds.
And we're, of course, on Facebook Live.
Okay.
So-
Feels like it's a little sliding. Does this best for it to be down a little
Up, closer to your mouth.
bit? Yeah, it's kind of wanting to slide down off my ear, my head.
Sorry. There you go.
Maybe I got to
Pop it up on top. There you go.
Yeah, I think so.
There you go. I got you. There you
Okay,
go.
thanks.
Brian, let's roll.
Broadcasting live from the Golden Nugget Casino in Lake Charles, Louisiana. We are continuing our coverage of the Louisiana Travel Association's annual summit, visiting as many different spots around the state as we possibly can. And we are going, I want to say going back home again, but I got to claim the North Shore as my home. But my people come from Jefferson Parish.
You people, that's
My whole,
it.
well, I'm the only one in my family that go to Rummel. So,
Ah,
yeah. Want to welcome in Terry Burkell, the VP of Marketing and COO of Jefferson at CVB. How are you?
I am well. Thank you very much. Always doing well when you can come here and be with all your colleagues and friends
Mhm.
in the industry. So doing well. Thank you.
And this facility is top notch. It's
Right?
fantastic. Yeah.
I
was
know.
A little bit taken aback from the moment I walked in. All right. What's new in Jefferson Parish?
Well, I like to say it this way. It's new, but it's very old. We're celebrating our bicentennial this year.
That's right.
200 years, Jefferson Parish, and I mean going strong.
What does the celebration look like?
Well, we've had some really top-notch events kicking off the year. Of course, our Mardi Gras season, we had Super Bowl, all these great things that came and early on, but we had a beautiful bicentennial ball, bicentennial 10K race. We continue to work with a number of vendors and entities where there's a lot right now moving into the fall, a lot of focus on celebration of the 200th at all of our festivals and events.
Okay.
And we've asked those organizers to try and incorporate that into their celebration. So that's a big part of it, as well as our restaurants and attractions getting involved and doing their own thing, taking ownership of it, having some fun with it, whether that's through, signature glassware and caps and clothing, but also through, again, where everybody likes a good deal, right? Whether they're visitors or locals. So that's a big part of it too, where they're going to be enjoying some specials. We have what's known as the Jefferson Parish Passport that folks can go online to visit jeffersonparish.com and check that out. And that passport will get you around town digitally. And you can check out some of those offers and specials that are going on through the end of the year.
How much of what y'all do is internal versus external? Because it's y'all in such a tough spot from a couple different ways. Number one, obviously you're going to piggyback off of everything New Orleans. I mean, that's overflow.
Absolutely.
Is just you'd be just turning away money if you didn't.
Sure.
But number two, the makeup of Jefferson Parish is so different because look, in Baton Rouge, we're right next door to Ascension, and Ascension's like, we got two sides of the river. And Jefferson Parish is like, hold my beer. Look what we got.
Oh, my beer, man. We got rivers. We got the Gulf of Mexico. We got it all. We got Barataria.
So you're so spread out with so many different types of landscapes and makeups. How do you encapsulate that into one marketing message?
I tell you what, our message right now, we have a strong campaign that it's in to be out in Jefferson Parish. And that flows both where we have such tremendous assets on the outdoor activity. So of course, that was a driving force behind that particular campaign, but also just get out and about and experience. And to your point, we are next door NOLA, right? We are next door to New Orleans, and we have all of these fabulous assets of our own. We are a complement to that.
Right.
So we encouraging our visitors and our locals alike to get out and explore, experience it, share with your family, your friends, those coming into town that, they may think of New Orleans, which they well should, as the big kind of tourism capital, right? But there's so much more right in Jefferson Parish that they can experience. And it's a spillover because a lot of our chefs and restaurateurs they've kind of spun off of New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of attractions that have been born out of people who grew up and were raised in New Orleans or in Jefferson, that they've just had this strong, commitment to building in their parish and seeing it grow. So that's one way that we do it. We definitely have things in from our perspective with Visit Jefferson Parish, we have the Louisiana Oyster Trail. That was something that was born out of the tragedy of the BP oil spill.
Mhm.
We identified, this fabulous delicacy we have, and wanted to be able to, teach people that, or educate people that we have fresh, safe seafood here,
Mhm.
but also, shine that light on those seafood fishermen and harvesters. And so that's one way that we celebrate, and that's kind of crossing over, right? We have all of that dynamic of the Gulf of Mexico, but you're going to eat some of those divine oysters right up, by the airport or in Metairie, or whether you're on the West Bank in, Marrero, Harvey, West Wego. We've got Gator Town that just opened in West Wego.
Wait, what?
Which, yeah, so we've got some fabulous right there in the heart of, right off the West Bank Expressway, where you're in the heart of a lot of the more commonly thought of like metropolitan style things to do, like eating and shopping and those sorts of things. But you've got Gator Town, which is, to those of us who live there, we call it the shrimp lot. It's
Okay.
the where it's a fresh seafood comes in daily. The stalls are able to sell everything from what's in season, from fish to crabs to crawfish. But just adjacent to that, there's the Signet Landing restaurant and the Ultimate Swamp and Bayou Tours, and that's just right back, literally in the backyard. And through a lot of thought and a lot of the community coming together, it was just launched as Gator Town USA.
Okay.
So that's a lot of fun because, of course, we got gators back there, a lot of family fun. We've got the tours. But again, just speaking to your question, we are very diverse. We are diverse in the landscape, and we are diverse in the people and the culture.
Mhm.
And it's something that we embrace. So we do a lot of our marketing, lots of drive marketing, obviously. We want to bring people in, show them what we've got, share it with them. But we also do a tremendous amount of our marketing outside. Obviously, we want to bring those visitors in. We work with the Office of Tourism, even as far out as our international travelers. So we too can share in that, bringing them in for that feel and that experience and the culture that we have. We have a very strong culture, of course, that kind of New Orleans or Creole, Cajun culture that does blend into Jefferson, but we've got a tremendous amount of cultural cuisines and
Mhm.
restaurants that are from Brazilian, Honduran, our Asian. Just it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So those are ways in which we've got so much. Picking just one to kind of like hyper focus on, it's really not an option for me.
No.
My job is like, it's a blessing and a curse. I've
Yeah.
got so much to work with, but it's a joy. It's a joy.
I mean, there's so much we haven't even gotten to yet. I mean,
Yeah.
I was gonna ask about golf because everybody forgets
Golf.
TPC of Louisiana is
TPC,
actually in
man.
your parish.
Home of Zurich Classic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And just one of many examples. You were mentioning with the seafood and whatnot. It's the reputation is always going to be there, but you're talking about something that's seasonal as well. How
Yeah.
hard is it to sell off something that's seasonal?
Well, really for us, in Louisiana, if you think about it, I mean, oysters are really all year. It's now, especially we've got some the Grand Isle Jewels. That's something that was just launched or came into, I should say, launched to the public.
Mhm.
What has been going on in Grand Isle with a lot of the harvesting of the oysters and finding new ways to keep those oysters on our plates year round.
Mhm.
Louisiana waters, as we all know, the Gulf is what brings that delicious kind of brine to the oysters and that grit. So it's no longer really the R months, then there's some variations on why we would do it in the R. You say those were our popular months, but generally
Well, the
speaking,
temperature starts to dip a little bit. That's why.
yes,
you
that was a
don't-
primary
Yeah.
reason. And then of course the old many years ago when you didn't have the refrigeration, you
Right.
wanted to eat them in the R months when it was cooler weather.
Mhm.
So there's that, but really we're at a point now where it's all year. It's all year, man.
I'm a traditionalist.
Yeah.
I'll eat crawfish during crawfish
Now
season
you got
and oysters
yes.
bound in back
Now
end.
you've got your crawfish season where you're going to have your hardy crawfish, and then
Yeah.
you've got shrimp pretty much all year
Yeah.
round, and of course the fishing in Jefferson Parish is phenomenal.
Best in the world.
Yes, and we've got our again in our marketing, it's so much fun to be able to say that we've got fishing everywhere from literally like in the more metro area of Kenner and Metairie with our off of our waters of Lake Pontchartrain. But I mean, come on, we've got Lafitte,
Yeah.
and then you get into the waters of the Gulf of Mexico and Grand,
Grand
Isle.
Isle. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's really some of the best.
Want to keep you for one more minute if I can, because Friday's a big anniversary. And while everybody was focused on New
Yeah.
Orleans, I mean, being next door New Orleans, you were going to next door NOLA.
Yeah,
The Jefferson Parish was not without,
our own. Yeah.
looking back on Katrina.
Yeah.
20 years later,
Yeah.
just a quick takeaway of where we're at versus where we were.
Oh my gosh, it blows my mind, both professionally and personally, where we were and the dark time that was, and to see so much growth and positivity that has come out of such a tragic time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, personally, we had great loss in my family as far as our homes and some businesses as well. But where we have grown and come from as an industry, it's phenomenal. I mean, I know I speak for I think everyone here when around this at the time, we felt like there was just going to, how do we get through this? But Jefferson really, we had a lot of devastation ourselves, but we were there for the New Orleans area. We were able to help with a lot of our hotels that were strong and stable. So we were able to be there for a lot of those contract workers that had to come in,
Mm-hmm.
and whether it be elected officials, contract workers, displaced families. We were so happy and pleased that many of our properties were able and poised to take them in and provide the accommodations they needed so that the work could get done
Right.
in the New Orleans areas that were hardest hit, or other areas as well. But yeah, to your point, we've come a long, long way.
Absolutely. She is Terry Brickell, the VP of Marketing and COO over there at Jefferson CVB. I appreciate a couple minutes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
We're coming up on approaching 11:50 here at Talk 107.3 FM. Not quite done with hour number one of the show, and we will continue all the way up until 1 o'clock. So there will be a second hour still to come. We're going to talk with Tara Morvant from Explore Homa. We're going to talk with Stacy Brown from Visit Shreveport Bossier, and old friend Lauren Haydell, the AKA the Flirty Girl, going to stop by and visit with us before it's all said and done. Right now, we're taking a quick break. We'll come right back on Talk 107.3.
You're clear. Hey, Brian. Hey, Brian. Yeah, we're back.
JP, we back?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. Tell me when I'm on.
Let's roll.
Just a short segment here before we meet up at the top of the hour. Man, thanks again to Terry Burkell, VP of Marketing over at Jefferson CVB. Terry was sitting in for Violet. Violet was supposed to join us. She's the executive director, and she was supposed to join us. Terry did a great job sitting in, filling in. Just kind of recap where we're at right now for those that are just tuning in. We are broadcasting live from the Golden Nugget Casino in Lake Charles, which is just a phenomenal facility over here. And we are here because the Louisiana Travel Association came to us and said, "Well, we did this last year," and they said, "Can you come on out and do a show and kind of celebrate what we've got going on in Louisiana?" And I said, "Absolutely." And it went over so well last year, and we did 2 shows then, and we're doing 2 shows again now. But it went over so well last year that there was no way we weren't coming back. I mean, you think about the headlines we have constantly. We're constantly bombarded with negative headlines. Top stories every morning. At least 2 of them are going to involve crime at some point. We talked with Carla Tate from Tangipahoa Parish. We couldn't get through that segment of what was supposed to be positivity. Couldn't get through that segment without mentioning the explosion at Smitty Supply. We're constantly bombarded with the negative, with the headlines, and that which is reality. Well, it's also reality that we have some pretty awesome stuff going on in the state of Louisiana all the time. For every good, for every bad, there's a good, possibly more than one. We never take the time, or the constraints of time don't allow us to celebrate both equally. So when LTA comes back to me and says, "Can you come out and do this?" I'm on board from jump. It is awesome. It is great. Which, by the way, if you missed this morning's show, everything's on demand. All of our individual interviews are on demand, courtesy of the folks at Lake Urgent Care. Lake Urgent Care brings us our on demand, and they also bring us our Facebook Live feed every single day at Talk 173's Facebook page. So shout out to Lake Urgent Care for that. But if you went back to this morning, we visited North Louisiana. A fantastic conversation with Alana Cooper from Discover Monroe, West Monroe, and just talk about how we're celebrating some of the bigger, the better items, the better things going on. That conversation in particular sticks out. Number one, because Alana's awesome and sells the hell out of Monroe. But number 2, they've got so much going on with the Meta Data Center. And then now they've got Mayor Friday Ellis up there as well. That doesn't hurt things. He's been on the show a number of times, on the morning show a number of times. This is a fantastic guy who's going to do right by the city. But then on the other side, the Robertsons are also back. Duck Dynasty's back. I mean, so there was a lot to celebrate there. We had this morning, of course, Katie Guasco with Visit the North Shore. That is, the North Shore is my home originally. But talk about the niche marketing, that selling that niche, selling that smaller town vibe, the quick getaway, the easy getaway. Katie did a fantastic job of that. And also from this morning, we talked with Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, who is, he's always money in the bank. He's always a great conversation. And then William Pate. This was the one I really wanted to get to. William Pate heads up the Convention and Visitors Bureau for the city of Atlanta, Georgia. Now, on its surface, you might be like, Brian, Atlanta, Georgia, how did that get in the mix? Well, when you think about it, what 2 southern cities mirror each other more than any 2 southern cities? That's Atlanta and New Orleans. There's a lot to be copied and pasted from one to the other. Now, conversely, New Orleans has so much more, if we're being completely honest, so much more to offer when it comes to the cuisine, when it comes to the people, when it comes to one city has the moniker built to host, and the other one kind of doesn't. But William Pate had a lot of really good things to say. If you wanted to check them out, they're available on demand at talk1073.com. Don't forget, coming up next hour, like I said, we'll go down to Homa, check in with JP's people. The Tara Morvant, Director of Marketing and Communications for Explore Homa, going to be on with us. I can't wait to have this conversation. JP, I know we only got 30 seconds till break, but just a little bit of backstory. One of my earlier gigs in media, I used to work stadium sound for the indoor football team, the Homa Bayou Bucks. You want to get Cade down a rabbit hole? Start talking about indoor football from Homa's Civic Center. Oh, man.
Do.
Oh, no, it was amazing, and we're going to dig into all of it. Right now, we'll take a quick break for news. We'll be back for hour 2. All right, I got to hop off for a second. Hey, awesome. You're the next segment. We're on our news break right now. So we're going to be always How we looking, JP?
We got another minute before we come back.
Okay. So, like I said, we're always on Facebook Live. I'm gonna add some volume to. There you go. Up until just now, it was all visual, nothing. The audio, the mics were turned down. So.
Okay.
Whoop.
How long do we speak? Is it
About 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay.
Yeah. City Park.
All right, Brian. We ready?
What?
I just hit the bumper.
Oh, okay. Just say go.
Let's go.
Well, 1 hour to go on our coverage of Louisiana Travel Association's annual summit. We are broadcasting live from the Golden Nugget Casino here in Lake Charles. Brian here with you out here in Lake Charles. We're in Lake Charles. JP is back there in studio. Man, I think I could get through all 5 hours worth of broadcasting without stepping on my own tongue. With 1 hour to go, though, we've got at least 3 conversations slated. One of those is happening right now. I want to welcome in Tara Morvant from Explore Homa. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks so much for having me.
No, glad to have you on here. This is one of the things I've been loving about this coverage is that I get to hear everybody's story.
Mm-hmm.
I get to step back and just like listen to everybody's story because Louisiana has so much to offer in so many different areas. Homa, I am sure, will be as compelling as everyone else's because like there is backstory here. No matter where you go, there's something to sell.
There is.
So what are we selling?
So for a while, Homa had marketed itself as Cajun Bayou, Cajun country. But in my opinion, Lafayette is where you get your authentic Cajun culture.
Sure.
And so we've pivoted recently and we've really focused on what sets us apart. And that is the Bayou.
Mm-hmm.
So Homa is, in my opinion, more Bayou living. And that is comprised of Cajun culture. But it's not just Cajun. It's African American, it's Creole, it's Native American, French, Italian, all of these different cultures that come together to make like a gumbo pot of people. And I tell you what, it's the people of Homa, in my opinion, again, that really sets us apart and what makes us so special. You know, we have resilient people. We've had several hurricanes that come through, and people will consistently come back. If you're in town, we always say you never leave without making a friend for life because the people will welcome you into their home. They'll offer you to come eat supper with us, to come have a crawfish boil with us. If you need help, they will give you the shirt off the back. So the people in Homa are really what makes it so special. But Homa as a whole, like I said, we are more of the Bayou community with that Cajun influence in the mix.
How many folks could you pull in from, raw tourism numbers? Like how many folks visit Homa year to year?
So I know last year it was about 146,000.
Wow.
Yes. So Homa is growing. For a while, I considered us a smaller destination, but we are proving ourselves with the big dogs. Like we are moving up. We have the community. We have over 110,000 people residing in Terrebonne Parish. And we just have such an authentic story to tell, and people are captivated by that. And that's what's driving them in.
I would imagine there's a lot of piggybacking off. New Orleans isn't that far away.
Yes.
I just spitballing here.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone's booking a trip to New Orleans and they're expecting to see the Bayou,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be disappointed when they see Canal Street. They're going to be disappointed on Poydras.
Exactly.
If they're booking a night or two in Homa as a part of a side trip on the trip, that's where y'all come in.
Exactly. We do market ourselves as a day trip or a weekend trip from New Orleans because it is, even though it's a 45-minute drive, it's a world away. We have the Bayou scene. We have more of the Cajun influence, more of that Bayou influence, where New Orleans is more Creole. So it is definitely worth the drive to come and see us, just to get away from it all and see something different.
Let's talk inventory real quick.
Mhm.
Hotel rooms. How many beds y'all got?
We have a ton.
Okay.
Right off the bat, I don't know exactly, but we have major hotel brands. We have Hotel Courtyard by Marriott's. We have Hamptons. We have Courtyards. We have bed and breakfasts that are really amazing. So we have enough to accommodate quite a few people. Yeah.
Very good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and I asked that question because the follow-up question is, while New Orleans is on one side, the Gulf's on the other.
Exactly.
How big of a market is the destination for fishing?
Oh, it's huge. We are considered a world-class fishing destination. We have people travel the world to come and fish because we have such a diverse offering.
Right.
Freshwater, saltwater, brackish, inshore, offshore. You can fish out of a kayak. You can fish offside the road. So it's huge for us. It's one of our top sellers.
Between y'all and the Gulf, I mean, once you start getting closer, like further down Chauvin or what, you run out of hotels though, right?
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah. The hotels are more in our Homa, which is our inner city.
Mhm.
But like I said, we do have bed and breakfasts. We have Airbnb options, so we definitely have a place to stay for everyone.
We got just a couple minutes left here with Tara Morvant, the Director of Marketing and Communications from Explore Homa. Want to talk a little bit about the last year or so and how
Mhm.
things have been. We've been seeing, New Orleans was on a ridiculous run.
Mm-hmm.
How were y'all able to capitalize on that?
Oh, it's been amazing. Not only with the Taylor Swift concert, but with the Super Bowl. We get hotel stays from there. I mean, New Orleans fills up quickly, and their hotel prices are skyrocketed. And so, just a 45-minute drive, we've had our hotels booked for both of those. So it's been an incredible way to piggyback off of them for people not only to have more financial options to come, cheaper options to come down here, but it gives them the chance to come to the Homa area and to see what we have to offer.
Restaurant scene, what's it like?
Oh, it's amazing. We have the Bayou Country Crawfish Trail, which is a culinary roadmap that kind of explains all of the food culture that you can expect. It's not just seafood. It's again food influenced by all of those cultures, and it's no chains. You collect 5 receipts along the crawfish trail and you turn it in for a free t-shirt. So that's worked really well. But the food, it's made with heart. It's passed down from family tradition. So it's definitely something you don't want to miss.
All right, I'm going to walk down memory lane for just a minute because it very, very early in my media career, more when I was on the production side rather than the hosting side, Homa used to have an indoor football team called the Bayou Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
They have 7 home games a year. I used to work stadium sound for the Bayou Bucks. I would make the loop. I would drive from Baton Rouge all the way down to Homa, make my $75 working stadium sound, and drive all the way back. The Homa Civic Center, I don't even know if the building's still there. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
The turnout for those games was raucous. It was ridiculous. It was like soccer hooligan level ridiculous. What does Homa have to offer on that front these days? I don't know the Bayou Bucks aren't around anymore. But
no, as far as we have the second largest Mardi Gras in the state. So that draws in the crowds.
Okay.
But as far as conventions and stuff, we host the Jehovah's Witness convention. That drives in, I think it's 22,000 people a year. So that's been huge for us in terms of tourism, especially because that's driving an economic booster. They're here for our conventions. They're staying in our hotels, going to our restaurants. And then on the tourism aspect, we are paid from a portion of those hotel motel sales tax. So it's a win for everyone.
When all of those Jehovah's Witnesses are in one room, are you tempted to knock on the door?
You have to, right? You
Yeah.
have to knock on the
you
door.
you're forced to at that point. Okay, so I'm always fascinated by the backstory behind stuff. Did that fall in y'all's lap, or is that something you chased?
That is something that our sales director, Angela Moorhead, chased.
Okay.
So she had to put in bids, and she worked her butt off.
Yeah.
And she won that bid, and so that has been a huge success for us because of our girl Angela. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I
Yes.
like that. So, okay, you get the Jehovah's Witness convention comes in. You've got the Crawfish Trail working as well.
Yes.
What are we looking for in the future? What's next for Homa?
Like I said, Homa we're moving on up. We're bigger. We are working on a website rebrand. So Explore Homa is doing some major things for the community, but Mardi Gras bigger than ever. We have the Mac and Cheese Fest coming up. We're known now to throw a festival for everything.
Yeah.
We've got the Rougarou Fest, award-winning. That's coming up this fall. So we have a great lineup of festivals this coming fall season. I would definitely check them out.
She is Tara Morvan from Explorahoma. Thank you so much for a couple minutes.
Thank you.
Absolutely. 1214 Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. Nowhere near done yet. We're heading up to Shreveport. Actually, visit Shreveport Bossier. And yes, we're going to talk with Stacy Brown. And yes, we're going to make fun of the new area code. That's next on Talk 107.3.
All right, you clear.
Cool. How we looking, JP?
Oh, we're actually coming back now.
I can't hear you.
We're coming back now.
Okay.
All right, ready to go? Let's roll.
Hello?
Hey, I said we could go.
I'm assuming he said go. We're not done yet, y'all. We got a little bit more to go here. We're going to take you all the way up to 1 o'clock, broadcasting live from the Louisiana Travel Association's annual summit. We are heading up to North Louisiana this time, to the great 457 area code. Oh, she's already
Yeah,
just
you're going to confuse
grimacing.
everybody.
I know. Stacy Brown from Visit Shreveport Bossier. How are you?
Doing great.
Can we just start with that just so we can get out of the way? 457, what is that?
I don't know. I
That's-
had no input into that decision at all.
And
So
can
I
you call it an area code when there's no area?
That's right.
That's-
It's
look-
going to be confusing.
Yeah,
for sure.
I work with Jacob Hester and Hunt Palmer, and they're constantly in my ear about 318, 31 great.
Yep.
And I'm like, now this is all muddied. We don't even know anymore. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I guess you'll just adapt as you move forward.
We will.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
All right. What's new? What's new in Shreveport?
You know, we've got some great things happening. We've got some old things that are new again. So
Mhm.
the Strand Theater is celebrating 100 years. It is a beautiful theater, lots of off-Broadway performances, as
Okay.
well as musical performances, other things. But then we've got some brand new things that we're celebrating, like Chasing Aces. So Chasing Aces is kind of similar to a Top Golf, but on steroids. So you can do so much more with it. You can actually game with the facility.
What?
It is attached to Margaritaville Casino. So it has food, it has some entertainment, it has the bays, but you can actually bet on some things. And then it has a small putting green as well.
Oh, this place will be my downfall.
Absolutely.
Oh, this sounds amazing.
It is gorgeous. And it's right there on the Red River. So you got beautiful views.
Oh, thank God
It's
this wasn't
amazing.
wasn't around last year when we were up there for this convention.
Yes.
That's awesome. Chasing Aces is what it's called.
Yes.
Okay, so is
It's
this
phenomenal.
exclusive to Margaritaville, or is this something that's growing?
No, it's separate owners. There's some ownership of Margaritaville in that
Okay.
property, but it's separately owned. It's a great new concept, and this is the inaugural one,
Okay,
but he is already contracting to build more in other locations.
let's go. Give him my phone number. I will
Yes.
put him in touch with the people in Baton Rouge so we can make that happen for sure. That sounds like an amazing concept and a lot of fun. We're talking with Stacy Brown, the president of Visit Shreveport Bossier. What else is new? What else is going on?
We have a lot of exciting things happening. We finished up a destination master plan
Okay.
a little over a year ago, and we said, we need to start implementing some of these things. So it identified a number of unmet needs. We said, we want some businesses to either expand their product offering to help meet some of these unmet needs, or even start up some new businesses. So we decided to do something totally out of the box and do a business competition where businesses could apply. They had to be in tourism. They had to meet some of the unmet needs in the destination master plan. And they could win prize money. So top prize was $50,000.
Holy moly.
Total of $100,000. Actually, $102,000 total prize money. And so we're getting those businesses stood up in our community right now. So lots of new things everywhere from an outdoor entertainment venue in an area that used to be blighted that's brought back to life, to pedicabs that are now in the downtown area, bicycle tours, all kinds of different things, some food related, some activity related, but new to our community.
Very, very cool stuff. Putting that into play, what's that like in real time? I mean, just to see it implemented.
It is so awesome. So we started the process earlier this year. The competition was held on May the 22nd. So businesses had to apply. We narrowed that down to make sure that they were fitting in with the destination master plan. Then they had to go through a series of 3 workshops with our entrepreneurial accelerator program in Shreveport. So they came together with us and said, okay, we're going to help teach you how to do financials, how to do a pro forma for your business, how to talk with banks and potential investors, how to do your pitch. So they had to go through those 3 workshops, and then they actually had to, once it was narrowed down to the top 10, then they had to present in front of judges.
Okay.
So those
Shark
judges,
Tank style.
Kind of Shark Tank style. And so the judges narrowed it down to the top 6 that actually won the cash prizes.
Very, very cool stuff. Wait, that's a lot of what's new on Shreveport Bossier, but for those who are a little bit unfamiliar, what's old? What was Shreveport always been good at, better than anybody else at?
So we have a festival for pretty much everything. Just
Okay.
about every weekend throughout the year, you can find some type of festival or event. And one of the older ones that's coming back very soon is the Super Derby. So it is out at Louisiana Downs. Fabulous racetrack, do thoroughbred as well as quarter horse racing.
Okay.
And so they're about to celebrate that. This weekend, they have the Wiener Dog races leading up to the Super Derby
Let's
races, which
go.
are the horse races. So it's lots of fun and entertainment. Great restaurants there in the venue as well. So whether you're into gaming or not, it's really some fun for the whole family.
I need to know more about Wiener Dog races.
It's an amazing race, and lots of nail biting there by the owners, whether their pup is going to run in the right direction or not. So that can be pretty interesting. But some of these guys have gotten the hang of it, and they can really make it out the gate and head down the line.
Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. Last time we talked, there was some talk about some film studios coming into town. Did that ever come to fruition?
Absolutely.
No kidding.
Many people know 50 Cent,
Yep.
Curtis Jackson, So he is obviously well known for not only his musical side, but also his production side and performance. So he is already starting several productions in town. And will be bringing back his Humor and Harmony Festival in March of this year.
Okay.
He's in the process of building something he's calling the G Dome, similar to a sphere in Vegas.
Kidding.
So that is underway. So lots of projects happening. Other people are saying, "Hey, you know what? If Shreveport's good enough for 50 Cent Jackson, let's bring our film back to Shreveport Bossier as well."
What got him in Shreveport in the first place?
He had a good friend named Orville Hall who had moved to our community several years ago and had been telling him, "Hey, this is a great place for you to invest. There's lots of opportunity here. Lots of great things already happening, but even more progress can be made." And so he's come in, he's bought up a number of properties, he's putting in some businesses, starting some filming. So lots of entertainment.
It was the last time we talked, there was a lot of hope that he was going to be the shot in the arm that downtown needed. Is it playing that way?
Definitely so. Not only has he been investing in the community, but others it's sparked their
Spurring more
investment
growth,
in the
yeah.
community. Lots of events surrounding that. So this weekend, we also have coming up our Shreveport Kickoff Classic. This is an inaugural game featuring Grambling State University in Langston. So it's a HBCU conference game, and this will be the first one of the season. So we're ready to get people out and going. We have been very successful in driving economic development through African American tourism. So over the last couple of years, we have significantly increased in that African American tourism through HBCU games as well as other activities. And we've grown to 37% visitation, which is almost double the national average of 19%.
Wow. Okay. Amazing stuff. We got just a couple minutes left with Stacy Brown from Visit Shreveport Bossier. Want to ask you about this conference last year, this LTA conference last year was in the Shreveport Convention Center.
That's correct.
Remarkable facility, very, very great facility. What are y'all doing in selling that? Who do you go after when it comes to bringing convention business back to Shreveport?
So we go after a number of groups. Of course, we do a lot of social and fraternal, like Alpha Kappa Alpha is coming back. That's a huge group. We do Lions Club. We do all types of other activities. We can do volleyball. So it's not just your traditional conventions. We put non-traditional things in that facility as well. And they've been very successful.
Very good stuff. One of the things I've been asking today of basically everybody, what are the biggest challenges right now? What's making your world tough right now?
You know, one thing that we've really been focusing on is our cleanliness and our blight and alleviating those in our community. And the mayor of Shreveport and the mayor of Bossier have been very committed. The mayor of Shreveport has started a program called Block by Block, where the city officials, the property standards, the Parks and Recreation, as well as the fire and police are going with volunteers into each of the neighborhoods. And it's planned ahead of time. They let the neighborhood people know we're going to be in your neighborhood. We'd love for you to participate. And they're doing cleanups literally block by block every weekend. So there's a number of things. One, to help get it clean.
Right.
Get the local people in that community involved so that they feel ownership in it and will help keep it clean. But also looking at what are some blighted buildings in our community that we can get back into service.
Right.
And really focusing on some of those initiatives as well. And we're seeing some great success.
What's next? Who you really want? Who are you going after?
You know, we have a number of things right on the cusp. Unfortunately, there's some things that I can't talk about yet, but you're going to hear some
tourism
announcements
people
soon.
and economic development. Nobody's more tight-lipped than tourism people and economic development people. I swear. I get more out of defense attorneys than I can out of y'all.
I don't believe that.
No, I'll believe it.
But we have lots of great things, and you know we love to invite obviously people, visitors, as well as businesses to come into our community and see what we have to offer, because we have such a tremendous quality of life in our community. That it's a great place to live, but it's a great place to visit and have fun.
One last one before we get you out of here, and it's you're in the upper northwest corner of the state, which kind of puts Shreveport I don't want to say on an island, but like, you know, we talked to Jefferson Parish, they could piggyback off of New Orleans. We talked to Homa, they could pick the North Shore. Like, you're in a world where you don't have to be New Orleans centric. Is that more freeing? Is that more allows you to be you?
So the majority of our visitors are from East Texas and Dallas and Fort Worth, that area up there. We get some from Arkansas, some from Mississippi, from throughout Louisiana. We have visitors that come from those areas as well. But it allows us to focus, I think, very much on who we are as a community and really capitalize on that.
Yeah.
We have the two major cities, Shreveport and Bossier City.
Right.
But right outside, we have some great rural areas as well. Personally, I live in North Bossier Parish, just outside of a small town called Benton.
Okay.
I grew up in Dallas, always had horses, but I had to board them at stables. Now I can live at home, have my stables in my own backyard, and be in town at downtown at work in 20, 30 minutes.
That's awesome.
So it's fantastic. Everything that you're looking for, shopping, entertainment, fantastic food, and great time for the whole family.
Very good stuff. I can't tell you how much I appreciate a couple minutes. She is Stacy Brown, the president of Visit Shreveport Bossier. Thanks for hopping on board.
Thanks so much.
We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got the Flirty Girl up next on Talk 107.3.
Clear.
Hey, JP, give me a time check.
All right. Yeah, it looks like you got another 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay, good deal. I'm going to refill my water.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nice to see you. I got a Facebook message from Michelle Rabelais. She's putting together a Baton Rouge radio reunion in October. Have you heard of this?
No. Okay.
I'm sure you're invited. I don't know. I don't know if I want to go to that. Is that weird?
No, it's not weird.
It's so different now.
It is.
I don't know.
It is.
Everybody's friends. Like, I don't know. It just feels like there's been so much that's happened.
It's
This is not.
no, it shouldn't be. Mine is. Yours is not.
Hey, Brian, we're ready.
Well, Facebook.
We're on Facebook Live right now.
Yes.
We just said.
What? No, but not you. You weren't being picked up at all. You're good.
Brian.
What?
Hey, if it makes her feel any better, I didn't hear anything.
Okay. See, there you go. There you go. Are we on yet, JP?
I'm ready. Let's roll.
Not done just yet. We have got less than a half an hour to go, though, before we close up our coverage of the Louisiana Travel Summit, Louisiana Travel Association's annual summit, broadcasting live from the Golden Nugget in Lake Charles. And now it's time to welcome an old friend back on the show. We've got Lauren Haydell with us, aka the Flirty Girl.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing great. It's really nice to be here and to see you again.
I
because
know.
we go way back.
Way back.
Before before your
20 years
kids.
back.
Yeah,
I know.
Gosh, that's so crazy.
Yeah. It's like not just before kids, but like we have kids in college now.
I know. That's how long it's
So
been.
stupid.
It goes by so fast.
So let's just talk. Where is the story at right now? Where are you at right now?
So Flirty Girl is going to be 17 next year. And we have 9 stores, 60 employees. I started out of my house in 2009, which was a really good year to start T-shirts for women that celebrated New Orleans and our football team.
Little bit.
Because,
Little bit.
our football team went to the Super Bowl that year.
We had a football team back then.
We did. It was so nice. And they won the Super Bowl. And, Flirty Girl was a part of that. We were sued by the NFL over the Who Dat phrase and became a household name in New Orleans overnight.
Yeah.
And so it just sort of blew up and I rode the wave and we are now, all over in the airport, the French Quarter Magazine Street. And I was born for this. Like, I know we have a past in radio and I loved radio, but I'm doing exactly what I should be doing in my life. And I'm so happy. And I'm so glad that people love it.
Well, you also hit at the right time for internet marketing. I mean,
Correct.
you also hit at the right time for you once you got a storefront, you didn't need a store. Like that was the logical next step.
Correct.
But if you had tried to do that 5 years prior, I don't know that you would have taken off with the same force that, yes,
Totally.
the perfect storm of having the Saints in the Super Bowl and all that, but also like where we were technologically, you could market yourself online. I mean,
I didn't think about that, Brian. You're right. I always attribute it to the team.
But we have the term influencer these days, right?
Right.
And that is such an overused term. But you were groundbreaking on that front.
Yeah.
You were doing it. You were just living your life, looking at
And I
pictures
was
of boxes
sharing
in a living room, right?
You
But
remember?
yes, but that translated that sold more shirts than anything else
Correct.
was the fact that look, she's hustling, and it spread. It was viral.
Yes, you have to share your story.
Mhm.
And I think that that's what's important is be authentic and share your story and nothing stupid. I was sharing pictures of boxes.
Right.
I have people today, all these years later, that come to me and they say, I've been shopping with you since you were selling out of boxes in your house
Yeah.
because they saw those photos. And so we just feel so connected, even though I may have never met them before. But what happened was, yes, we sold on the internet and Facebook was new for marketing and business, and I took advantage of that. So yes, those were 2 advantages. But the disadvantage came from the fact that women want to try stuff on. So
Okay,
that's when it
that's
was
fair.
like, okay, we need a brick and mortar, or someone's going to enter this market and just take over.
Right.
So fortunately for me, I found someone to rent me a place that I could open a shop and live in at the same time in New Orleans. So it worked, but it was truly you're right. I never thought about that component in the story. I always say the Super Bowl.
Well,
But you were very right.
It plays into it for sure. Now, where you're at, you said 9 storefronts now.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and I drive past one of them every single day.
Baton Rouge.
Yeah, on government. Yeah,
Yeah.
and guarantees on government. So
Yes.
I cruise right past that every single day. How is Flirty Girl translating? Obviously, if you're up to 9 now, how is it translating beyond just those New Orleans, just to the 504?
People love New Orleans everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But what's funny is I can't sell very much New Orleans specific items in Baton Rouge
Right.
or in Bay St. Louis. In Bay St. Louis, they're there to get away from New Orleans. So we really don't sell a lot of that. So we've got a section in the store that's a little coastal, and it's got Mississippi stuff and Bay St. Louis stuff. So, and that does really well. So it's been fun to like have that side of things.
Mm-hmm.
But Baton Rouge is very much purple and gold. Like you guys are a football loving Tiger Town, and we're here for it. But it is nice because I do get my Saints fans in the Baton Rouge store, and they're so glad to have a place to buy Saints merchandise, because that was my deal. You're from New Orleans, right? It's like when I went to LSU, I was like, okay, it's Sunday, it's game day. And there was like not the energy that there was on
We're
Saturday.
still trying to sleep it off, yeah.
And I'm just like, but it's Saint Sunday. And so I know that the passion is not there like it is in New Orleans, but we brought that and we're here for it. So we get that black and gold business too.
Okay.
So I love having a place for my Hoodats to go in the Red Stick.
How big does it go?
How big does it go?
We're at 9 right now. How far out?
Lafayette is banging our door down, but I just don't know. I don't know if I want to go number 10. It does sound right to be 10 stores, but I want to own my buildings. That's a big thing. So I want to find a place in Lafayette we can own and operate out of. So it would have to all be the right fit.
Okay.
We did find that in Baton Rouge, which has been great. I love our spot, but I'm 44, empty nester, and I don't know how much bigger it's going to go.
Okay.
It definitely won't get more than 10 stores.
Okay. Oh, okay. So,
sorry, Shreveport.
No,
sorry, Houston.
Yeah, I hear you, but like you're 2009.
Oh, it was 6
number
months.
9.
6 months. Number
9, Drew Brees.
Ryan, you're good
9
at this.
stores. Like, I mean, you got like kind of a 9 magic number happening.
All right,
here.
y'all, you heard it here first. I think we're at our stopping point.
Between Drew Brees and Joe Burrow, I mean,
I like that. 9's not such a bad number, is it?
My apologies to Lafayette. Sorry.
What's funny is I'm big on numerology, and we just shared this on our Facebook page yesterday, the story about our Magazine Street store. It was 6 months after we won the Super Bowl, and the address was 3117, which is the score of when the Saints won the Super Bowl. Our whole story is synonymous with New Orleans and the Saints. So the number 9, I like that.
So
I got to say that now. I have a reason.
Thank God for Roman Harper, where you had to move up like 8 blocks.
That's right.
We got Lauren Haydell with us, Flirty Girls in with us. What are you talking about today? What brings you to the LTA?
So they
summit?
Invited me here to talk about the story of Flirty Girl, which is people love to hear the story because they remember. Like I remember when the cease and desist over Whodat and people going nuts. I remember when Sean Payton was suspended and we did like the Sean Payton faces all over the dome. Like they remember all these things as part of the story, and it feels good. But as far as the questions that I got today was mostly like, how do you do your social? What advice do you have? What are you doing? And my advice is be real. Stop trying to put too much energy into like making really good videos and photos, just like pictures of the boxes, you know, like tell your story. And I have to remind myself to go back to that too, because we have a social media manager and we try to put out polished work, but that's not always what they want to see.
No. And you know where that's showing up greatly right now? TikTok.
Yeah.
That's and then I follow you all on TikTok.
I
can see the little hearts in the comments and whatnot, and I can see the difference when you're real and raw. It hits a lot harder.
It is, and I think we have to remember that.
Yeah.
And I have this lady, and she's elderly, and she shopped with me since the beginning, and she will tell me too many commercials, and I'll be like, okay, like you've just got to be real, and I think we can't forget that. And like I said, I have to remind myself too.
A couple more for you before we get you out of here. Thank you for sitting in for a couple minutes. Let's talk about, since this is a travel association, let's talk about the tourism aspect of it. You said everybody loves New Orleans, of course, and you do have a French Quarter presence. How much can you gauge how much of your business comes from out of town, and how much is just local stopping by?
Well, we have 9 stores, and I would say we're 50-50 touristic stores and community stores. We call them community stores. Like our Baton Rouge store would be a community
Okay.
store. Our French Quarter store is more of a tourist-driven store.
Yeah.
Airport.
Yeah.
So it's probably 50-50. But what's crazy is somebody's always picking up the slack, right? Like when my community stores are down, my tourism's high because my community stores are all on vacation and traveling, and so is everybody else. So it's kind of a weird ebb and flow. Airport retail, though, is so different, and that was like it took everything that I know about retail and turned it on its head.
Really?
Yeah, because people don't shop on Saturdays, which that's your busy day on the street in your regular stores. Because Saturdays are sacred to people. People want to be where they want to be on Saturday. Wouldn't you? Like if you're traveling, it's like that's my Saturday. I'm not in the airport. I don't want to travel. But if you want a cheap airplane ticket, get it on a Saturday. But anyway, so people only shop when they're departing. When you land off of a plane, you don't go shopping in the airport. You're out. You're going to baggage claim. You get out of there.
Yeah.
So like I don't even look at arrivals. I'm only looking at planes that are departing because those are going to be my captive audience. So it's just sort of understanding all of that. This weekend is Labor Day weekend. My community stores are going to be, well, they'll be all right because we have an LSU game, but like we've got Decadence in the French Quarter. I mean, we have so much going on, and we've got to pay attention to what they're coming in for, what they're traveling for. So we had to, put on our front table in the French Quarter, as you can imagine, the kind of merchandise for Decadence we need to have.
We'll
Don't
leave
say
it at that. No, we're going to leave it right there.
But you know what I mean? Like we've got to pay attention to what's going on. So I think we're synonymous with what LTA does, because we're part of hospitality, because we've got to give them something to do when they come to town.
Well, and another part of this is that New Orleans people share New Orleans stories. So when folks come to town, if they're asking, what do I need to hit up? I mean, that's where your name's going to come up.
Yeah, they always love to go to Flirty Girl. And we love when they find us and they're like, this store is so awesome. And then they buy stuff and bring it home. And they're like, why did I buy that? Like, I'm not the same person I was when I was in New Orleans. We see that a lot, too.
I would have, like Vegas has their tagline, but they probably should share it a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Got 2 more for you. And I probably have 7 more for you. But for the constraints of time, we'll keep it at 2 because I want to get Lake Charles in here as well. That first one is New Orleans is coming off of a ridiculous run from the Taylor Swift concert all the way through. I know Essence Fest had a bit of a letdown, but like Taylor Swift concert through Essence Fest was a ridiculous run for New Orleans. How much of that trickles down? How much of that are you able to capitalize on?
Taylor Swift was a second Mardi Gras for us for 2024.
Okay.
We did in October what we did for Mardi Gras, huge, but we were also prepared for it. And it was scary because we didn't know what that would look like or what they would buy, but it was the most magical time. It's got to be. And I tell my employees this, my favorite time ever having Flirty Girl. I mean, it was beautiful and awesome. And we were successful with it. We had the Super Bowl. And I told my staff, I was like, brace for impact, because once the Super Bowl and Mardi Gras is over, Essence is, I mean, we get a lot of people for Essence, but it's not like Mardi Gras. Brace for impact, because we've got nothing else after that. We've got Mardi Gras next year, which is February 17th. So it's a short season. And then in 2027, it's February 9th. We've literally got 32 days from King's Day. Yeah. And so Ryan and I, my husband, who's in the king cake business, I was talking about this. I was like, we have got to be prepared, because we've got a short season next year and then a micro season after that. Yeah. And those are brutal. When it's a short season like that, for a New Orleans business like mine and my husband's bakery, that's our bread and butter for the year. Yeah. Is Mardi Gras. Yeah. So we're in for it. What we had last year in 2024 from Taylor Swift to the Super Bowl is something we're not going to have again for a long time. And I'm scared.
Speaking of Taylor Swift, and I'm trying to speak this into existence, we need a Swift Kelsey destination wedding in New Orleans. And now we got somebody who can make him a cake.
Oh, we posted that yesterday.
Oh, did you?
So yeah. We're on it.
I thought I was ahead of the game here.
I don't think he likes our food. Remember, he made that comment.
That's right.
About our food.
That's
so I think it's not gonna happen. But maybe she'll have a bachelorette party here, because her friend Lana Del Rey is here.
That's right.
So,
she married Cajun, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. So we would love to have a Swiftie wedding here, but no brown food for Travis.
Understood. Couple minutes with Lauren Haydell has been awesome. Thank you so
Thanks
much
for having me.
Absolutely. We got to take one more quick break. We're going to come close it out to talk in Lake Charles, since we're in Lake Charles. That's next.
Clear.
What are we looking at, JP?
All right, we're coming back in.
Awesome.
Perfect timing.
Awesome.
All right, let's roll.
Not done just yet. We got about 7 minutes with the president and CEO of Visit Lake Charles. Obviously, from we're in Lake Charles, we got to close it out with Lake Charles. Kyle Edmonston with us. How are you, man?
I'm doing great, Brian. Thank you for coming over and then putting on the show right here from the Golden Nugget in Lake Charles, right at the Louisiana Travel Association Summit. We're glad to have you.
I'm glad to be here. I appreciate it, LTA bringing me out. Let's dive right in. Time is short, so we got to get to it. What's hot in Lake Charles right now?
Business is hot right now. You know, you see across the country everybody talking about softness and flat, but our business is doing phenomenal here. Like I said, we've got a lot of growth from a corporate side with LNG facilities being built as the administration changed in DC and permitting got allowed. We've got 2 projects underway right now, so that brings traffic in. We've just recently opened Port Wonder, which is our new museum. That's a children's museum. It's also has a partnership with the Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries with outdoor. It's next to the New Orleans Aquarium, has the largest fish tanks in the state of Louisiana.
Really?
It's a fabulous place to go visit. It's only been open, like I said, they opened in April, so we just have come through the summer. We've got a new restaurant on the lakefront next door to this, Crying Eagle, which already has one restaurant open here in town over by McNeese. This is their second location, and it's twice as big, and it'll open within the next month. And then over on Enterprise Boulevard, another museum being built. It's the Imperial Calcasieu Mardi Gras Museum. And so it's the largest collection of Mardi Gras costumes, the king and queen royalty costumes in the world. And so they'll be on display. And so we're looking to open that late in the year. It'll be either December. It might cross over a little bit, might be January, but construction's moving along well there. So lots of things happening in Southwest Louisiana.
Very, very cool stuff. All right. On the business front, obviously y'all are rocking and rolling. On the tourism front, what do y'all specialize in?
Oh, well, our brand is Louisiana's Playground. And so that very much covers a broad section using the play in that. So obviously we're sitting in a casino. Casinos are a big part of our business and people that love to gamble. People, start a college football this next week where, all the sports books are certainly looking forward to that. And then again, we have a tremendous amount of outdoor activities, whether that's fishing, hunting, kayaking, boating, skiing, all of those things. And so we get a lot of visitors that come over wanting to participate in that.
One of the overriding themes from today has been the popularity of youth sports. Y'all are in on that game as well.
We are. Like I said, we host the Louisiana High School Athletic Association, which is obviously the older end of the youth, but we have the boys basketball state championships, the swimming state championships, the softball state championships, and the baseball. So we have those 4, and then, like I said, we are very fortunate to have a huge amount of travel baseball, perfect game, USSSA, and then one of the world's leading softball women, Jeannie Finch, actually lives here in Sulphur, and every year she does one tournament a year, does the Jeannie Finch World Series. That's a week-long event. They sell out, which is 125 teams, literally before Christmas, and then they have a wait list. And so the only reason we can't do more is we just don't have enough fields. We take every field we have.
If you were to build more, would you fill more, or is it kind of maxed?
I see a lot of fields being built around the state of Louisiana. So, I think we're getting to the point where you have to be very careful. Would that event hold more? Yes. But could you have enough events to build more sustainable throughout the year? That's starting to get a little bit tougher. Like I said, because you have all of these additional complexes that have been built. Youngsville, they've upgraded some in the Baton Rouge area. And so you got to be very careful because they're expensive to put in, and you got to be able to maintain that cash flow for the year.
Yeah, we actually made a visit to Sulphur earlier in the summer, not for baseball, for girls AAU basketball, which
Okay.
has been on a Sulphur High School is ridiculous. That's huge.
It is. We're very fortunate to have 3 really large high schools here. Sulphur is on one side of the river, Sam Houston in the northern part of the city, and then Barb right in the heart of the city. And all 3 of them are over 2,000 students each. And then, I mean, they're just huge schools, huge complexes, both athletically and academically.
So as you're with Visit Lake Charles, when you go out and sell Lake Charles, who are you going after here? Because I mean, there's the business travel as well, but who are you going after from a tourism perspective?
Well, we do a lot of meetings business with the association businesses. So just like this summer, we had the Louisiana Rural Water Association, the Louisiana Municipal Association. Next year, we've got the Louisiana District Attorneys Association. So a lot of those groups that are based in Baton Rouge, but are statewide organizations, try to keep their meetings in state. And of course, like I said, we have the meetings facility here at Golden Nugget. We got more meeting space at LaBerge, and then we have meeting space downtown at the Lake Charles Event Center.
And so, working with those 3, I would imagine you can catapult your efforts with being able to team up with Golden Nugget or LaBerge.
Oh, absolutely. And again, that's why people enjoy meeting here, is because you can come to either Golden Nugget or LaBerge. They have great meeting space, but then they also have so many other things to do. You can go in your off time, ride down the lazy river. They have just a huge selection of restaurants without having to leave the property, or you can go into downtown and sample some of our culinary delights at our local restaurants. But it just gives people a lot of options, and so that's what they enjoy coming for.
Well, and amazingly enough, and I'm probably going to remedy this after the show, but I haven't stepped foot in the casino yet.
Well, a lot of people don't. Like I said, we obviously do a lot of casino business, but we get a lot of travelers here that just enjoy. Again, it's the resort amenity that you have: the spa, the golf course, the lazy river, the swimming pool area, and it just, like I said, it's very much a vacation haven.
We are about to get caught by the clock, but I'm glad I was able to get you in here. Kyle Edmondson from Visit Lake Charles. Thank you so much.
Well, again, thank you for joining us. We're happy to have you here, and we'll welcome you back next time it comes.
My absolute pleasure. That is going to do it for our coverage of the Louisiana Travel Association's annual summit. We are all wrapped up. Dixon McMakin and Emily Chenevier, state reps both, will be hosting for me tomorrow morning. I'll see you on Friday.
All right, you're clear.
Awesome. Thanks. Good work, JP.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.